Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel Physics Ka Funda. Today I am here with you to present the sixth part of class 9 motion chapter. Today we'll discuss equations of motion. Equations of motion. Before that, if you have not subscribed my channel, please do subscribe and like my video, share my video. Okay, so let's start today's video. So today we'll learn how equations of motion are derived and what is equations of motion. Okay, so as we have discussed in the previous class, there are different types of motion we have, and among them one is uniformly accelerated motion. Uniformly accelerated motion. In uniformly accelerated motion, what we have got that the acceleration is fixed, acceleration is constant. Okay, so in that case, we also explained what is velocity time graph in case of uniformly accelerated motion. I think I explained in the previous video. If you have not understood, you please watch it again. Okay, last video is very important for today's class. Okay, so now you see uniformly accelerated motion. সুষমভাৱে ত্বৰিত গতিৰ বাবে আমি কি উলিয়াম আমি ইকুৱেশনস অফ মোশন উলিয়াম ওকে গতিৰ সমীকৰণ উলিয়াম এতিয়া গতিৰ সমীকৰণ কি what is equation of motion that is very important equation of motion equation of motion is that equation which relates final velocity, initial velocity, time, acceleration and distance traveled. Equation of motion is a relation actually which relates among these parameters. Okay, there are 5 parameters are there. V is the final velocity, U is the initial velocity, T is the time, A is the acceleration and S is the distance traveled. Okay, so আমি কি কৰিম আমি এই পাঁচটা ভেৰিয়েবলৰ মাজত পাঁচটা চলকৰ মাজত আমি কি কৰিম আমি এটা সমীকৰণ উলিয়াম আমি এটা ৰিলেশন উলিয়াম এটা সম্বন্ধ উলিয়াম সেই সম্বন্ধটোকে সেই ৰিলেশনটোকে কি বুলি কোৱা হয় আমি গতিৰ সমীকৰণ বুলি কম okay we are having actually 3 types of equations of motion before that you need to understand these equations of motion are valid if and only if listen very carefully this is very important these equations of motion are valid for linear motion clear if the motion is not linear means along a straight line then you cannot apply these 3 equations let me write these 3 equations first. Okay, first equation is what? V is equal to U plus AT. I'll name it afterwards. I'll name, there are some names of this equation, so I will name it after some time. Okay, then one is S is equal to UT plus half AT square. Number 3 is twice AS is equal to V square minus U square. V square minus U square. You see, there are 3 equations. One is V is equal to U plus AT. S is equal to UT plus half AT square and twice AS is equal to V square minus U square. These 3 equations are called equations of motion and the name of the first equation is velocity time relation. This is a relation between velocity and time. So this is velocity time relation. This is what? Position time relation and this is position velocity relation. And these 3 equations we will derive. Okay, how we will derive? Let me explain now. Before that you need to understand these equations are derived considering the motion is linear. Clear? You have to consider that the object, any object, that object is moving that object is moving along a straight line and in that case only we are going to derive these equations. That means to derive these 3 equations of motion we need to understand that the motion is what? Linear along a straight line. Clear? And secondly, very important, the motion is uniformly accelerated motion. If the motion is not uniformly accelerated motion, you cannot apply these 3 equations of motion in that case. Clear? So if you can apply these 3 equations, you can apply these 3 equations in that motion which is uniformly accelerated. Clear? If the motion is not uniformly accelerated, then you cannot apply these 3 equations of motion. Why? Because we will listen very carefully. We will derive these 3 equations of motion by considering what? We will consider that the object is what? The object is moving along a straight line as well as it has an uniform acceleration. The acceleration is fixed. Clear? Now, how we will derive this? Very important. we will derive by using graphical method. Okay, we will use graphical method, and I explained in the previous video what is graphical representation of motion. In case of graphical representation of motion in the previous video, we discussed what is velocity time graph, and we will listen very carefully. We will use only velocity time graph in this case. We will use velocity time graph to derive these three equations. আমি কি কৰিম বেগ আৰু সময় সম্পৰ্কীয় যেটো কি আছিল গ্রাফ আছিল লেখ আছিল এটো লেখ ইউজ কৰি আমি গ্রাফ ইউজ কৰি আমি এই তিনিটা সমীকৰণ উলিয়াম ডান সো আমি কি কৰিম আমি proceed করিম next derivation. Okay, আমি এতিয়া derive করিম these three equations of motion. So first of all, let me write the name of the equation. First equation name, that is what? Velocity time relation. Velocity time relation. What it is? V is equal to u plus at. We are going to derive this equation. Done? We are going to derive v is equal to u plus at. Now you see, as I have told you, that the motion is what? Linear as well as what? Uniformly accelerated. That's why we need to draw one graph. We need to draw one graph. How? Let me draw here. This is what? This is uniformly accelerated motion. Suppose now I have to give you one case, because you see there are v are there, v is there, u is there, a is there, t is there. That's why we have to consider an object. Okay, let us consider an object. This object has suppose initial velocity of u. Done? This object is moving with initial velocity u, and then what I have given, suppose after some time it has changed its velocity. इसका velocity क्या था? u था. अभी suppose t time के बाद, okay, t time के बाद, after t time, the same object it has velocity suppose v. Initial velocity I explained, initial and final velocity. This is final time, that's why the velocity is final velocity. This is initial time, time is 0 here. And in this case, the velocity of the object is initial velocity. And how we write initial velocity? By u. এটো হল প্রারম্ভিক বেগ, প্রারম্ভিক অবস্থানত বস্তুটোৰ যেটো বেগ আছিল এটো আমি ইউৰে লিখিম প্রারম্ভিক বেগ, আৰু অন্তিম অবস্থানত ফাইনাল যেটো পজিশন, ফাইনাল পজিশনত যেটো ভেলোসিটি হ'ব তাক ফাইনাল ভেলোসিটি বুলি কম. ওকে, ইনিশিয়াল এন্ড ফাইনাল ভেলোসিটি অসমীয়া প্রারম্ভিক আৰু অন্তিম বেগ. ওকে, আৰু এইখিনি চেঞ্জ হবৰ কাৰণে এইখিনি ভেলোসিটি চেঞ্জ হলে না ইউ আছিল, velocity u আছিল এতিয়া কিমান হৈ গল? v হৈ গল. এইখিনি velocity change হবৰ কাৰণে কিমানখিনি সময় লাগিছে বস্তুটো t সময় লাগিছে after time t. done? t time के बाद उसका velocity क्या है? अभी v है. understood? It was u. now after time t the velocity of the object becomes v. okay, now if you have to listen, if you have to represent this motion, if you have to represent the motion of this object into a graph, how you will represent? So I will draw the graph here. So this is what? Let me draw the graph here. So this is the graph. This is time. Always this is time axis. So I will write time here. This is velocity. Okay. This is origin. O. This is point O. I'm giving this is point O. Done? Listen very carefully. When the time was 0, what was the velocity? U na. So it will not start from the origin. Why? Because time 0 होने के समय भी उसका कुछ velocity था. That means it will start from somewhere here. Okay. Suppose this value is u. Okay. This value is u. This much is u. Definitely it will be u because u से start किया ना, तो u से start करेगा. अभी after time t इसका velocity कितना है? Suppose v है. बढ़ गया ना इसका velocity. It is increasing and it is increasing suppose until this point. And this is suppose I am drawing one perpendicular. And this time will be how much? It was 0. ये कितना होगा? t time के बाद होगा ना. So this time will be t. Understood? t time के बाद उसका velocity कितना है? v है. So this should be straight. Okay, this should be straight. You have to draw a straight line. Okay, this is straight. So this will be what? v now. This will be v. Done? This will be v. Let me write here. This will be v. This is v and this is u. Okay, this is u, this is v. Done? Now what we have to do? Understood this? Initial time 0, उसका velocity क्या है? u, initial velocity. Final time कितना है? t. Final time में कितना है velocity? v. Understood? Now we have to name it. Suppose this point is a. This is point I'm giving. I'm giving the points by blue color. Okay. So this is what? Suppose a. A is the point. This point is a. This is a point where is the point? On the graph. And this is suppose B point on the graph. Done? B point कितने time के बाद है? T time. Done? A B. I can name it C. Can I name it C? Yeah, of course. This is C, okay? This is C. Not invisible. Let me write here. This is C. Done? This is D. Now I have to draw another parallel line here. This is suppose E. Clear? I am just naming it. This is E. Let me write here. This is E. Clear? So this is the graph. Now, okay, this is the graph. Now you see, in this case, after time t, graph कौन सा graph है? This is the graph ना, A to B, that is the graph. This is what graph? Velocity time graph. किसका? Uniformly accelerated motion. You remember in the last video I explained what is uniformly accelerated motion and what is the type of the graph. कैसा है ग्राफ, कैसा दिखने में कैसा है, ऐसा है. In case of uniformly accelerated motion, the graph looks like this. Okay, you see, you watch the previous video. Now you see, by using this, this is time axis. By using this graph now, we will find out the velocity time relation. Done? Now you see, this is what graph? ये कौन सा graph है? This is the graph. This is velocity time graph, and in which case? In case of linear motion as well as uniformly accelerated motion. The motion is uniformly accelerated. Okay, uniformly accelerated. Done? Okay. Now listen very carefully. This graph, this is the only graph we will use to what? To derive all the three equations. We will derive all three equations, but we will use only this graph. So I will just draw only one time. You will have to draw 3 times. To derive 3 equations of motion, we will have to draw 3 times. Done? I have drawn for 1 time only. Then I will explain. Okay. Now you see, I am going to derive the first equation of motion. What is first equation of motion? You see, v is equal to u plus at now. So if you have to calculate v is equal to u plus at from the geometry of the diagram, from the geometry of the graph, what we can write? You see, can I write? You have to write v is equal to something. So here v कौन सा line दे रहा है तुम्हें? BC. This BC line will give you what? V is not it. This BC is equal to what? OD na. This will give you what? V value. This is V value. You see, this is V. Final velocity. ये velocity axis है ना? This is velocity axis. After time t, कितना है velocity? V है ना? तो ये V होगा ना? Done? This will be V. Now you see, if I write V is equal to something, can I write from the graph? Can I write from the graph? I am going to derive, okay, I am going to derive this equation. From the graph, can I write BC is equal to, listen very carefully, BC is equal to what? BE plus, okay, CE plus, can I? CE plus, BC is equal to CE plus BE, can I? Yes. See, BC is equal to CE plus BE. Done? So what I can write here, in place of BC, what it is? What is the value of BC here? BC value कितना है? V है ना? So can I write V? Yes. CE is equal to what? CE is equal to what? Let me write again. Okay. That implies BC is equal to, can I? CE is equal to OA. Can I write OA? CE और OA एक समान होगा ना? From the geometry you see, CE का value कितना होगा? OA होगा ना? तो can I write in place of CE? It is OA plus BE. So in place of, we have written, so we have to define. What we have to define? Since CE is equal to OA, we have to define like this. Okay, whenever, listen very carefully, whenever you are going to define you are going to change something in an equation, you have to define why you are changing. Done? Because from the geometry we have seen that OA value or CE value क्या है? Equal है. So we can write like this. Now we can put the value. BC का value कितना है? V है. OA का value कितना है? U. Initial velocity. OA is not an initial velocity? Yes, U plus BE. Done? We don't know what is the value of BE. We don't know. BE का value हमें मालूम करना है, पता करना है. BE का value कितना है? So that's why I have not written the value of BE. I have just kept BE like this only. Okay? This is equation number 1. Now we have to prove what? The first equation of motion. What it is? V is equal to U plus AT. That means here what you are getting? V is equal to U plus BE you are getting. That means you need to derive the value of BE. हमें BE का value मालूम करना है. If I can find out the value of BE, then we can easily, what we can do? We can easily write this equation. Now we are going to derive what? We are going to derive what is the value of, we are going to find actually what is the value of BE. Now you see, can I write from the concept of from the concept of acceleration. From the concept of acceleration. Acceleration क्या था? Acceleration क्या था हमें? Acceleration is what? Acceleration is the rate of change of what? Velocity ना? If acceleration is the rate of change of velocity, what I can write? A is equal to what? A is equal to, can I write? Change of velocity divided by time. Rate of change of velocity I explained previous video. Rate of change of velocity, acceleration is equal to change of velocity divided by time. What is the change of velocity here? कितना change हुआ? V minus u ना? V minus u is the change of velocity. अगर हमें ग्राफ में मालूम करना है V minus u कितना है, is not it BE? ये V है, BC is V and this much is u. So V minus u will give you what? This will be BE na? BE will give you what? Change of velocity divided by, or I can write one time, change of velocity divided by time taken. What is the change of velocity? A is equal to BE by T. Time कितना लिया? T time लिया, मैंने explain कर दिया. T time लिया. So can I write cross multiplying? This is 1 is there na? Denominator is 1. So if I cross multiply, what we will get? 1 into BE is BE is equal to 80. So we have calculated the value of what? We have calculated the value of BE. What it is? 80. Equation number 2. Now what I can do? I can put this equation, I can put this value of BE in equation 1. Equation 1 में क्या था? V is equal to U plus BE. अभी BE जगह पे क्या आ जाएगा? 80 आ जाएगा ना? So what we have to do next? We have to write putting the value of BE in equation 1. We get what we get? V is equal to U plus 80. BE के जगह क्या आ जाएगा? 80 आ जाएगा क्योंकि BE is equal to what? 80. So this is the first equation of motion. Understood? So this way we have to derive the first equation of motion. So you need to know what? This equation is valid if and only if your acceleration is fixed. Acceleration constant होना पड़ेगा. Otherwise, if the acceleration is not fixed, अगर acceleration fixed नहीं होगा तो तुम्हारा ग्राफ ऐसा नहीं होगा. अगर ऐसा नहीं होगा तुम्हें ये equation नहीं मिलेगा. That's why you see we can say that this equation is valid if and only if the motion is uniformly accelerated motion as well as the motion is linear. It should be linear. Done. This is the first equation. Now second equation का नाम है position time equation. Position time equation. Okay. Position time relation. And what is the relation? It is S is equal to ut plus half at square. Done. S is equal to ut plus half at square. Now you see what is S. You need to understand the variables. S is the distance traveled. U is the initial velocity. T is the time. Half is, you know what is half? 1 by 2. A is the acceleration and T is the time taken by the object. Now listen, as I told, this is what? This is the graph we will use. We will not use different graph. We will use only a single graph. हमें एक ही ग्राफ यूज करना है, यही ग्राफ यूज करना है in case of deriving 3 equations. तीनों ही इक्वेशन हमें डिराइव करना है सेम ग्राफ यूज करके. अभी देखो हमें क्या निकालना है. वेरी केयरफुली यू लिसन. वी नीड टू कैलकुलेट व्हाट? डिस्टेंस ट्रेवल्ड. डन. एंड इन केस ऑफ वेलोसिटी टाइम ग्राफ, लास्ट वीडियो आई एक्सप्लेन वेलोसिटी टाइम ग्राफ से डिस्टेंस कैसे निकालते हैं. हाउ? रिमाइंड the previous class how we calculate the distance in case of velocity time graph. हमें क्या करना है? शेडेड पोर्शन जो होगा ना, शेडेड पोर्शन का क्या निकालना है? एरिया निकालना है. यहां पे कौन सा शेडेड पोर्शन है? which one is your graph? AB is your graph ना. AB जो ग्राफ है वो क्या पोर्शन हमें दे रहा है? You see, AB ग्राफ हमें दे रहा है ये पोर्शन, this much. A, B, C, O, A. You listen. I cannot draw here because if I draw now, I will have to rough it up again and I'll have to draw it again. So I will not rough it up. So you see, I am just naming it. कौन सा हमें shaded portion मिलेगा? Which shaded portion we will get if I take the graph? Velocity time graph कौन सा है? ग्राफ कौन सा है? ये देखो, ग्राफ है AB जो ग्राफ है ना, ये ग्राफ हमें कौन सा पोर्शन दे रहा है विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू टाइम एक्सिस? ABCO. ये जो पोर्शन होगा ना ABCO, लीव दिस पोर्शन. दिस इज अ ट्रायंगल. ये जो ट्रायंगल है हमें ये नहीं लेना है. नो, वी नीड नॉट दिस. वी नीड नॉट टू टेक दिस. we need to take only which portion? A, B, C, O. अगर हमें इस पोर्शन का A, B, C, O ये पोर्शन का अगर हमें एरिया हमें मालूम होगा तो वो एरिया क्या होगा? डिस्टेंस ट्रेवल्ड बाय द ऑब्जेक्ट. और वही हमें निकालना है. देखो S is equal to ut plus half it square. What is S? S already I have explained. S is the distance traveled. So अगर distance traveled हमें निकालना है ग्राफ से, हम कैसे निकालते हैं? लास्ट वीडियो में हमने बताया how we calculate the distance traveled by an object in case of velocity time graph. What we do? We take the area. Actually, we take the area of the shaded portion. Area shaded by what? Area shaded by the graph. So here the area is ABCO. Done. So if I can write, you see, the distance, I can write the distance traveled what? S. S से हमें distance travel लिखना है. The distance traveled S by the object can be calculated by taking the area of the portion ABCOA. Done. A से स्टार्ट, तो A पे खत्म कर रहे हैं हम. ABCOA ये जो पोर्शन होगा, ये पोर्शन का हमें एरिया निकालना है. If I can calculate this area, that area will give you what? The distance traveled. So that is what I can write. That is क्या लिख सकते हैं हम? S एरिया होगा, सॉरी S क्या होगा? S distance travel होगा. S is equal to what? Area of ABCOA. Done. ABCOA. Done. अभी देखो ये जो पोर्शन है ना ABCOA, this portion is a trapezium. Done. You know what is a trapezium? That rectangle is called trapezium, which has two sides parallel. Okay, two sides parallel and two sides that is not parallel. Okay, you know what is trapezium. I think I will have to just explain how we will get these equations. Okay, trapezium, you know what it is. Now you see this portion ABCOA, ये portion हमने क्या किया? AE line से दो पार्ट कर दिया ना. You see, this is AE line, this line is AE. ये लाइन क्या कर रहा है? ये जो पोर्शन है ना, ये पोर्शन को दो हिस्से में क्या किया? दो हिस्से में क्या कर दिया? It will divide into two parts. एक पार्ट क्या हो जाएगा? ABE ये क्या है? ट्रायंगल है. और एक पार्ट क्या है? AECO. What it is? It is a rectangle. So if I can find the area of this triangle, listen very carefully. If I can find the area of this triangle and if I can find the area of this rectangle and if I add these two areas, what we will get? We will get the area of whole trapezium. Is not it? So that's why we can write, you see, as we have divided, I can write this area of triangle ABE plus area of rectangle AECO. Done. I can write like this. ये जो एरिया ऑफ द ट्रेपेजियम क्या होगा? ये दोनों का एरिया का समेशन होगा. If I can find this area and if I can find this area, if I add this, I will get whole area. Done. So अभी हमें क्या निकालना है? हमें दो हिस्सों में हमें क्या निकालना है? एरिया निकालना है. You know the relation, you know the formula to find out the area of a triangle, to find out the area of a rectangle. Okay. So how you will write? Area of what? Rectangle. Area of triangle is what? Half into base into height. What is half? Half is there. Base is what? In this case, ABE. ABE is a triangle. In this triangle, what is the base? AE is the base. Done. What is height? BE is the height. Clear? Done. AE is the base, BE is the height. So I am writing half into base into height. This is the area of this triangle. Plus area of this rectangle. Rectangle का area क्या है? Length into breadth है. Very easily you know. It is length into breadth. If you multiply the length with the breadth of the rectangle, you will get the area. So what is length? Length is OC. Can I write OC? So I will write C first of all. OA into OC. Can I? I can write OA first, OC first. It's up to you how you write. Okay. So OA is the breadth. OC is the length of the rectangle. Done. So if I can find this area, we can easily find out what? The distance traveled. Now you see, Can I write this first? Yes, I can. I can write this first, no problem. 5 plus 3 is equal to 8. 3 plus 5 is how much? 8. It's okay. Summation is, yeah, you see? Summation is associative. Okay, you can write ulta palta. It's okay, no problem. Now you see how I can write OA. OA value कितना है? U है ना? OA का value कितना है? U. So can I write U? OC का value कितना है? T है ना? So UT plus UT got S is equal to UT plus half. What is AE? AE is equal to what? OC ना? AE is equal to OC. You see? This is a rectangle. Rectangle का opposite side equal होता है. So AE is equal to OC. How much it is? T. Can I write T? In place of AE, in place of AE, can I write T? Yes. Into how much? BE. Done? BE. We don't know, suppose we don't know what is the value of BE. See, in the previous equation, we have already calculated the value of BE is what? 80. थोड़ी देर पहले हमने निकाला BE का value. Listen very, very carefully. If you are writing an examination, in examination, suppose I have given you to derive this relation, तो तुम एग्जाम में क्या करोगे? एग्जाम में फिर से ये बीई लिखना पड़ेगा, बीई का वैल्यू निकालना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि एग्जाम में तो तुमने नहीं लिखा ना वो बीई, तुमने जो प्रीवियस इक्वेशन है उसमें लिखा, एग्जाम में नहीं लिखा, तो इसीलिए क्या करना पड़ेगा, यहाँ पे हमें इक्वेशन नंबर देना पड़ेगा 1. After writing this equation 1, what we have to do? We have to go for finding out the value of BE. Same case, same from the concept of acceleration. We know that what acceleration is equal to change of velocity divided by time. यहाँ से देखो change of velocity कितना है? BE है ना? So BE divided by T. वहां से BE निकालो. BE का वैल्यू कितना आएगा? Already we have calculated 80. So same case, same thing you need to write again. After equation 1, you need to write again what we have written already. Okay? What we have done in the first equation. Okay? So BE का वैल्यू कितना आ जाएगा? 80 आ जाएगा. Okay? So you will get another equation like BE is equal to what? 80. Okay, equation 2 I have not written, you have to write. Okay, you have to write, you need to write all this thing again. So B का वैल्यू कितना आ जाएगा? 80 आ जाएगा. अभी B का वैल्यू कहाँ पे पुट करना है? इक्वेशन नंबर 1. You have to write putting the value of BE in equation 1 we will get. Okay, क्या मिलेगा हमें? अगर इक्वेशन 1 में B का वैल्यू पुट कर देंगे तो क्या मिलेगा? S. ये लेफ्ट हैंड साइड क्या है? S है ना? S is equal to UT plus half. ये एक T है ना, ये T है, और B का वैल्यू कितना है? 80 है. डन. सो व्हाट इट विल बी? UT प्लस हाफ A आ जाएगा. T कितना है? 2 है ना, तो T स्क्वायर होगा. सो T स्क्वायर, T into T will be T square. So S is equal to UT plus half AT square. So this is how we have calculated the distance traveled by the object in case of uniformly accelerated motion. If the motion is uniformly accelerated and it is linear, we can easily calculate the distance traveled by the object by finding out the area of the shaded portion, area of the portion that is bounded by what? By the graph. Okay, वो portion कौन bound कर रहा है? The graph. Done. So now third equation. So this is getting lengthy. So but still we have to complete this. You need to have some patience. Okay. So next is what? Position velocity. Position velocity relation. Okay, position velocity relation. What it is? Twice AS is equal to V square minus U square. This is easy. It's not tough. Very easy. Okay. So position velocity. Same graph you need to use. Okay. You need to use same graph. This is V. You need to use same graph. Now we are going to derive what? The third equation. Time. Third equation. Okay. So same thing. Here also you see twice AS is there. S is there now. In the third equation also S is there. What is S? What is S? S is the distance traveled by the object. So हमें वही formula use करना है, लेकिन हमें क्या करना है? Listen, ये जो trapezium है, trapezium को हमने क्या किया था? What we did? We have divided this trapezium into two parts. Now in the second equation, to derive the second equation, what we did? We have divided this trapezium into two parts. But in this case, to find out the S means distance, we will not divide this trapezium. Okay, we know what is the area of a trapezium. We know the formula to find out the area of a trapezium. हम trapezium और आम्ही खाली उलियावर कडे area formula আছে আমি জানো, সেইটো formula use কৰিম, এবাৰ divide নকৰো. Done. But you need to draw like this. Okay, done. Okay, so you have to draw this same diagram, you have to draw same graph, you have to draw, but what you have to do in writing, you need not to divide. Okay, what we have to write, we have to write that the distance traveled, you have to write the distance traveled by the object can be calculated by finding out the area of the bounded portion by the graph. That is S is equal to what? Area of the trapezium ABCOA, एरिया ऑफ द ट्रेपेजियम ABCOA। तो ये ट्रेपेजियम है और ट्रेपेजियम का एरिया क्या था? हाफ इनटू सम ऑफ द पैरेलल साइड्स इनटू हाइट, और यू कैन से द सेपरेशन बिटवीन द पैरेलल साइड्स। ओके, हाफ इनटू क्या था? हाफ इनटू सम ऑफ द पैरेलल साइड्स, हाफ इनटू व्हाट? सम ऑफ द पैरेलल साइड्स। नो नीड टू गिव दिस इक्वेशन, आई मीन half of the parallel sides. What are the parallel sides? A, B, C, O, A. इसमें parallel side कौन सा है? AB और OC parallel है क्या? No. AB ऐसा है और OC ऐसा है, तो ये parallel नहीं है। तो कौन सा parallel है? AE and BC. Okay. So what I can write? I can write here OA plus half sum of the parallel sides. Parallel side का summation है। Parallel side कौन सा है? OA और BC. डन इनटू क्या है? सेपरेशन बिटवीन द पैरेलल साइड्स, और यू कैन से हाइट। ओके, हाइट आल्सो वी कैन से। ट्रेपेजियम हमें ऐसे खड़ा करना चाहिए। ट्रेपेजियम वेट अ मिनट, इफ आई राइट लाइक दिस सो इट विल बी लाइक दिस। सो ये है ट्रेपेजियम। ओके, इसमें क्या है? ये O है, ये है A B C। ओके, so OA plus OB, OA plus BC, sum of the parallel sides, और height कितना है? OC है ना? height of the trapezium कितना है? OC। तो what we have to write? OC here. So we have written OC here. Done. So this is the formula. Formula is what? Trapezium का area का formula क्या है? Trapezium's area is what? The area of the trapezium is half into sum of its parallel sides into height. Okay. Now you see how can we write there? You see half OA का वैल्यू कितना है? U है ना? U प्लस BC का वैल्यू कितना है? BC का वैल्यू V है, इंटू OC का वैल्यू कितना है? व्हाट इज OC? T। OC is T। OC is T। डन। हमें निकालना क्या है? ट्वाइस AS is equal to V square minus U square। Now what you have to do? You see, you need to write this time. Okay, give me equation number 1 here. This is equation number 1. Now you need to do some here and there. Okay, what you have to do from the concept of acceleration, what I can write? A is equal to what? Change of velocity divided by time. Change of velocity divided by time. A is equal to कितना velocity change हुआ? V minus U हुआ ना? ये V है, U है, so it is V minus U. Can I write? Change of velocity क्या लिख सकते हैं हम? V minus U लिख सकते हैं divided by time. ये फॉर्मूला ही था किसका? एक्सेलरेशन का। V minus U divided by time. So what I can write here? Can I write it up? Yes. So what I can write? Can I write cross multiplying? This is 1 is there. If I cross multiply, what we will get? Let me write here. No need to cross multiply. I will bring this T. We need what? Time. हमें इस टाइम में क्या पुट करना है? कुछ पुट करना है। Listen very carefully. Okay. Let me explain again very carefully. You see. Twice AS is equal to V square minus U square. ये हमें निकालना है ना? इसमें T है क्या? In this equation, is there any T time? No na. But you are getting time here in the first equation. We are getting in equation 1 time. This T is, you are getting this T. But we need not to have time in third equation. तो हमें क्या करना है? इस टाइम के रेस्पेक्ट पे, इस टाइम के जगह पे कुछ हमें पुट करना पड़ेगा। तो हमें क्या लिखना पड़ेगा अभी? टाइम समथिंग, टाइम इज इक्वल टू समथिंग, वो वैल्यू यहां लाके पुट करना पड़ेगा। तो यहां से हमें क्या निकालना है? व्हाट वी नीड टू कैलकुलेट फ्रॉम हियर? टाइम। ओके, टाइम निकालना है। टाइम इज इक्वल टू व्हाट? टी यहां ले आओ। अगर टी यहां ले आए तो ए कहां जाएगा? नीचे जाएगा ना? डन। सो टी कितना होगा? V minus U divided by A। इक्वेशन नंबर 2। क्लियर? अंडरस्टूड? टी हमने क्यों निकाला? अंडरस्टूड? बिकॉज इन थर्ड इक्वेशन हमें टी नहीं चाहिए। क्लियर? लेकिन हमें टी मिल गया ना इक्वेशन नंबर 1 पे, इस इक्वेशन पे। तो हमें क्या करने का? इस टी को रिप्लेस करना पड़ेगा। टी हम कैसे रिप्लेस करेंगे? कहां से? हम एक्सेलरेशन के फॉर्मूला से रिप्लेस करेंगे. वी हैव टू रिप्लेस दिस टाइम t from what? From the equation of acceleration. So what I can write here now, if I proceed, as we have got the value of t, now what we can do, we can put the value of t here. You see, that implies s है ना यहाँ पे, s is equal to what? Half u plus v into टाइम की जगह क्या आ जाएगा? v minus u divided by a आएगा ना. क्लियर? टाइम की जगह क्या आएगा? t है ना, t की जगह क्या आएगा? v minus u by a. Done? Can I write this v plus u? Just now I told v plus u. 5 plus 3 is equal to 8. 3 plus 5 कितना होगा? 8 ही होगा ना. How you write is up to you. 3 plus 8 भी लिख सकते हो. Sorry, 3 plus 5 भी लिख सकते हो, 5 plus 3 भी. तो उल्टा पलटा करके लिख सकते हैं हम. So u plus v था, हमने v plus u लिखा. क्यों लिखा? तुम्हें समझ में आ जाएगा. So you see this is, can I write 1 by twice a? 2 है, a नीचे है ना. So 1 by twice a. Can I write this v plus u whole into v minus u? ये किस फॉर्मूला पे गिरा है? What is the formula? ये किस फॉर्मूला पे है? a plus b whole into a minus b, a square minus b square. इसलिए हमने ऐसे लिखा. क्लियर? अंडरस्टूड? v plus u. यहाँ पे v minus u है ना, तो हमने a plus b फॉर्म में लिखा. तो क्या होगा ये? What will be this? Let me write here. That implies s is equal to 1 by twice a whole into what? a plus b whole into a minus b, a square minus b square. Done? तो क्रॉस मल्टीप्लाई करो. यहाँ पे एक है ना नीचे, so twice a will go there and it will be multiplying with s, so twice as. Clear? यहाँ पे क्या आएगा? Twice as. Twice as is equal to v square minus u square. Got this equation? This equation you got? So this is the third equation of motion. Understood? Whenever, see, when we are going to derive the third equation of motion, what we have to do? We have to take the area of the trapezium. Okay, directly the formula of the area of the trapezium we have to use, and in that case, you see, you will get one time in that equation. But we need not to have this time. So what we have to do? We have to replace this time, okay, with some value. So what we have to do? We have to how we will replace? We will replace from the concept of acceleration. Okay, वहां से t का वैल्यू पुट कर दिया. t का वैल्यू पुट करने से क्या होगा? थोड़ा इधर उधर किया और हमें मिल गया थर्ड इक्वेशन ऑफ मोशन. क्लियर? I think you have understood. So I will not make this video too lengthy. It's become too lengthy. So be patient and please watch this video very carefully. Okay, try to understand. I think this is very important class. Okay, this and one more thing. This equation will be needed throughout your life. You cannot see, you can forget these equations. This equation will never forget you. Okay, you will get this equation again and again and again. In 11, in 12, you will get this equation. So try to remember all these equations. Try to understand all these equations, how you are getting. And this is very important, from where you are getting these equations. These equations are you are getting from that motion which is linear. Very carefully you listen. If you are getting circular motion, you cannot apply these three equations, because it is an equation for linear motion as well as what? Uniformly accelerated motion. अगर acceleration constant नहीं होगा तो तुम ये equation नहीं use कर सकते. Clear? So you see, I think I have to stop here. So this is all about equations of motion. So you have to understand and you please study. And if you have any doubt, you can contact me, no problem. And please do like my video, share my video, and as well as subscribe my channel. Okay? Thank you for watching. Bye. Bye bye.